So you're not losing weight on keto. We're going to talk about that today and maybe some of the reasons why that is. But first I want to mention something. There's a lot of channels out there that talk about the great detail of keto and the science behind everything. We're not going to do that on this channel. I'm going to keep everything simple. I still go through the science, but when I bring it to you, I'm just going to keep it simple. First of all, I want you to know you can do this. I know you can do this. You just have to keep chugging away at it and tweak some things. And that's what we're going to talk about today. Keto is somewhere between 70 and 80% fat. And then it's going to be somewhere between 10 and 20% protein, and the rest are carbs. 5-10%. Very few carbs. So why aren't you losing weight? Are you getting too many carbs? Are you getting enough fat? Are you eating too much protein? Could be any of those. 5 to 10% carbs. I stay under 25 carbs a day. There's also one other thing that it could be, and we'll talk about that here in a little while. So when you're talking about carbs, if you get too many carbs, it will kick you out of ketosis. It doesn't happen the other way. If you don't get enough carbs, it's not going to kick you out of ketosis. Too many will, though. When it comes to fat, you probably are not eating enough fat. And the reason is because our society has demonized fat. The ketogenic diet is 70 to 80% fat. So the calories, which isn't talked about in keto much, but the calories that you consume need to be 70 to 80% calories by fat. And you are probably not doing that. What you're probably doing is you're probably eating too much protein and not enough fat. So if you eat too much protein, you will not lose weight. Of course, if you eat too much fat, you won't lose weight either. But if you don't eat enough fat, your body, even though it's trying to stay in ketosis, is now having to convert protein for energy because it doesn't have enough fat. So that could be one of the reasons. Another reason that is not talked about with keto very often is you are consuming too many calories. That's right, calories are still a thing. You have to keep your calories down below what you're using. Let me explain that real simple. When you're doing keto and you eat a meal, if you are in ketosis and you eat a meal, your body starts burning that fat as energy. It starts using everything that you consumed as energy. When it runs out of all of that energy, if you eat again, it will use that fat and everything you consumed for energy. So we're talking maybe breakfast, and then you go through the day, and then you've burned it up, and now you're going to eat lunch. And you're eating so much that now you've got to go all the way through to dinner, and then you eat again. And your body is using the fats and the calories that you are consuming through your mouth as energy. And now you eat a dinner and then go to bed. Or, have an evening and go to bed. You never give your body a chance to burn this fat. So, one thing you have to realize, for one, snacking is very bad. If you're going to eat 3 meals a day, eat more fat in the morning, less fat at lunchtime than you did in the morning, and even less fat at dinner than you did at lunch. But you have to keep your calories low enough that when you eat your breakfast, you run out of that food. Your body runs out of that food before you eat your lunch, because then your body will, when it runs out, it will now start burning this fat that is on your body. Then you eat lunch, your body burns all that, and then it runs out and it burns a little more fat, and then you eat dinner, and then you have the evening, and then you're fasting through breakfast. Now, we haven't talked about intermittent fasting, but we will be going into that in the next video or so. Probably 2 videos out. So if you are finding value in this, please smash that like button. Please subscribe to my channel. Throw me out a comment, tell me what you think, maybe some videos you'd like to see. Another thing I want to talk about is addictions. Are you addicted to eating? Are you addicted to carbs? Are you addicted to food? Are you addicted to go like this? I know that sounds silly, but it's a real thing. Here's the thing. You have to get into the mindset that food is nothing but fuel. Food fuels your body so you can make it through the day. The less you consume when you're trying to lose weight, as long as you keep your fat to protein to carb ratio in line, and you're eating good fats and good proteins and good carbs, if you keep that low, then you're going to be fine and you will lose weight. Real quick, I want to talk about fat cells. When you are born with a certain number of fat cells. I have a different amount of fat cells than you do. When you're looking at a skinny person that doesn't work out and eats whatever they want, they have less fat cells. There's pros and cons to both sides, and let me explain those real quick. If you are born with more fat cells, you will gain weight easier. You will also gain muscle easier. We've all heard a skinny person say 2 things. 1, I can eat anything I want. I don't gain weight. And 2, no matter how much I work out, I have such a hard time building muscle. So, there's your pros and your cons. Do you want to be on the other side? Well, genetics didn't put you there. So we got to work with what we got. Don't let this discourage you. You can work it towards your advantage. Because here's how this works. As you lose fat, those fat cells shrink. If you're gaining weight, those fat cells have to expand. So when you are on keto and you're losing weight, those are shrinking. Their fat cells are shrinking and shrinking and shrinking. But you still have more fat cells, most likely, than that skinny guy. The other side of that is you're going to gain muscle. So if you're working out, lean muscle, toned muscle, burns more energy than untoned muscle. So if you will, and you don't have to have bulky muscles. We're just talking about the muscles that you have that are now toned because you are lifting weights. You are doing resistance exercising. You're walking, you're running, you're kayaking. Whatever you're doing, work all those muscles, get them toned, and they will burn more fat. Then when you're down to your ideal weight, you can consume amount of food that's a little more because you're using it in your toned muscles. Now, I know I've talked about this in another video, but this Keto Mojo that I have, if you haven't seen this video, this is my 3rd, 4th video, so look on my channel and watch this video. This is an incredible device because it'll tell you where you are on ketones in your blood. And if you are below a 0.08 in your ketones, you're not doing something right. And so maybe you're not consuming enough fats. So you raise your fats up a little bit. And I don't measure stuff. I know I have scales on the counter, but I don't measure a lot of stuff. I don't do my macros and all that and weigh everything out. I just eat. And if it doesn't work that day, I tweak it a little bit. Once again, I like it simple. I don't have time to weigh everything out. If I don't lose weight that day, I don't lose weight that day. I'll lose weight tomorrow. Maybe I screwed something up. But this Keto Mojo will tell you if you have enough ketones in your body. So if you don't, you know what you can tweak. You can go, wow, you know what? I ate carrots. I ate too big of a side of carrots, which are high on the glycemic index. Look what it did. It knocked me out of ketosis, or maybe it didn't knock you completely out, but it dropped your ketone levels. So you got to really tweak this stuff, and you can do it. I have faith you can do it. If I can do it, you can do it. This thing was $99. I bought some other stuff with it, but it was $99. It tells you so much. It gives you so much insight. So, once again, if you have found value in this video, please hit that like button. Please subscribe to my channel. Leave me a comment. Tell me what other videos you'd like to see. And we'll talk soon. You've got this.